Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is The Real Pineapple, and this is your humble host, Hunter here. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. So, I've got a review for this movie that you may not have heard of. It's this movie called A Good Woman is Hard to Find. It is directed by Abner Pastol, who you may know from the IFC film that came out around 2015 called Road Games. That was actually a pretty sizable hit. Really put him on the radar, put him on the map, as it were. So he's done mostly video shorts, not a lot of films. So this is only like his second or third, really only his second film, really. And I gotta say, this is a very weird movie. The movie starts off with Sarah Bolger, who's playing an actress, who's playing a character named Sarah. You've seen Sarah Bolger before. She was in, I recognized her from The Tudors. She was on there. She was on Once Upon a Time in a guest spot. She's done stuff here and there outside of The Tudors. She was Mallory in the Spiderwick Chronicles. That's where I actually recognized her. She's also on Mayans right now too, which full disclosure, I've seen a couple clips of what she's done on Mayans. It's actually been really great, just the clips I've seen. I haven't watched Sons of Anarchy. I know I suck, but yeah, I'm here from what I've seen of her Mayans. She's really good, and I've got to say, what's great about this movie, not just good but great, is Sarah Bolger's performance. She's playing a recently widowed mother. She's got two kids, one boy, one girl, and the boy was, I guess, around or in the general vicinity when her husband, their dad, got killed. Their dad, Stephen. And if there's a problem with this movie, kind of just from jump, it's that the movie makes the dad kind of a relevant thing in the sense of the son. He won't talk because he's so traumatized. It's really actually pretty sad, and this kid won't say a thing. I want to say the kid's name. I cannot remember the kid's name, to be completely honest. I think it's Ben, but I think Ben and Lucy are her kids. But Ben won't say a word because he's just been traumatized, and they don't say how they say the dad was murdered. But basically, she's just trying to make ends meet. And what Abner Pastol and Ronan Blaney are doing here, they're really trying to go ahead and just talk about class structure, because she's living in the London slums, as it were. There's drug deals happening. Cops look down on the place. She even goes to a grocery store, and one of these guys who works at the grocery store, in a very real dickish moment, goes ahead and asks her, hey, how much? Because he thinks she's hooking. It's like, oh my god. So life is really just shitting all over her. She has a really bad relationship with her mother, which I'll get to here. But one thing I did really like about this movie is that it's a female hero's journey, but it really is about her finding the confidence to just not let people walk all over her. And in that sense, it's rather it's surprisingly akin to something like Joker. I didn't find this nearly as heavy-handed at points like I found Joker, but what I enjoyed about this is that basically she's just being a mom. Randomly, this guy breaks into her house. This guy named Leo, played by Edward Hogg, who I haven't really seen. Pardon me, not Edward Hogg. Andrew Simpson is the guy who plays Tito. Haven't really seen him in anything, but it's kind of a thankless role because, and to be honest, a lot of the roles in this are going to feel thankless in comparison to Sarah, because these characters really are chess pieces to get Sarah to where she needs to go as far as her development. And I think that's going to be my biggest problem with this film overall, is that no other characters are really fleshed out. Even her kids. I mean, her son, Ben, he's got the thing where he doesn't talk, but you don't know if these kids are in school or what their hobbies are, or you don't really know anything about either kid. They are really just there to serve the narrative. But Tito breaks into their house, goes ahead and basically tells her like, "I'll kill you." He's got drugs that you stole from this local mob. Essentially, he hides them out there. He comes back every night or so, takes some of the drugs, sells it, and then gives her a cut of like 40%. And so, um, what's really funny about this movie, and I think we can say it's for most cinema in general, there's a point where, and I felt this in my soul, Sarah is really horny, and she goes to use her vibrator, and the batteries died. And I realized I just said I felt this in my soul. Bear with me, but her batteries are dead and her vibrator. She's like shit, and so she sneaks into her kid's room and takes the batteries out of the remote. And I've definitely done that when I've had roommates where I was like, okay, what can I get from the living room that's theirs that I can use for my TV remote? TV remote, not my dildo. But I thought that scene was really funny. But what's interesting is that they won't show her have an orgasm, which again I think we can say, unfortunately, for most cinema, that you don't see women, enjoying sex, getting off all that often. But later on in the film, there's this very violent scene, which I will not spoil, and they go full graphic with it, and it connects to how she got the blood on her to start the movie, which I actually did appreciate the way they kind of tied that loose end up. The thing about the script is just very, it wants to say something, it just doesn't have the creative juice in a lot of spots to go ahead and get there. This, again, is about Sarah's journey and about her becoming a more evolved, confident person, because there are points where her mother is just berating her in a point where it's really uncomfortable. If I'm being completely honest, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. She looks tired throughout the whole movie. Sarah does. There's a point where her mom says, "You look like death warmed up." And I'm just thinking, wow, it's an unnecessary thing to say. And one of the lines that I just love, her mom goes, in life to get answers, sometimes you have to be a bitch. And without missing a beat, Sarah goes, well, you know all about that, wouldn't you, mother? I was like, oh my god, okay. That's their sort of relationship. And I would have liked the movie to use some more of its runtime to explore the relationship with her and her mother. Maybe do a flashback to Sarah as a kid and her mom ignoring her, like kind of like how Archer does that with Mallory in Sterling. Something like that would have been nice. As far as flashbacks too, we really need more from the husband. We need to see the husband in flashbacks or something. I really would have appreciated just seeing a little more of that, because Steven does end up becoming important to the plot as we get to near the end, and I just wanted a little more meat on my bones so I could go ahead and kind of appreciate what I was trying to do more. This movie does not steer away from violence. If you are squeamish when it comes to gore, like I am, I would definitely caution you to the fact that there's going to be some stuff you go, oh my god, okay. I actually have to give the movie a lot of credit for kind of having the balls to do that. But again, can't show female orgasm, which, that's bullshit, but here we are. I really think Sarah Bolger is going to be something. I think her star is going to continue to grow. This felt very much like something you'd see from like a oh my gosh, from like an Ellen Page or Florence Pugh. It really felt like a very indie role in that sense, and I think, considering I'm reviewing this on Sunday, this is really one of those perfect Sunday afternoon films. It's something that you would go, you know what? Like, I didn't watch that. It's not going to knock my socks off. I wouldn't tell everyone, you need to go out and watch this. But if you saw it on TV and you watched it, you'd go, you know what? There's more to that than I probably thought. My biggest frustration comes into the fact that I just wanted more from this movie. And I really think that Ronan Blaney could have given us more. I think this is a rewrite or two from being a solid go out to the theaters, and when they open, go out to the theaters and see this. And as it is, it's good to watch for staying at home. If this had been on Netflix instead of some of the stuff I've seen recently, I would have gone, you know what, okay. But getting to my final thoughts here, like I said, Sarah Bolger, she's great. The movie does spend some more of its time meandering than I would like it to. Once the movie kind of kicks into gear in the last 40-ish minutes or so, I went, oh, okay. The score on this movie is absolutely excellent. I thought the score was actually one of the best parts about the movie. So it's just a bummer that that we didn't get more of what I thought this film could have been overall. Which again, it sucks, but not everything's gonna, Matthew Pusty did the music, and he did a great job with the music. He worked on the music for the Death Note Netflix movie, which was actually pretty good too. The music, not the movie. But yeah, I mean, this is something I would not tell you not to watch. I would just kind of go in with lower expectations. So I would give this I'm gonna give this a C minus. I think this would probably be in D minus territory if it wasn't for the performance of Sarah Bolger. But I thought her performance lifted up what was okay material most of the time and really did elevate it. I'm just sad she didn't have more to elevate. Like I said, I think this movie really could work. Like if someone were to almost copy this, I think this movie would work really well. You just gotta get a better script writer on it. So, yeah, C minus for me. But I don't know when this is gonna come out in the U.S. It actually should be out, I believe, in a month or so. But guys, A Good Woman is hard to find. Have you seen it? Let us know what you thought in the comments below. I believe this is already out in the UK. So if you're in the UK, let me know what you thought of it. You can go ahead and like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. You can go ahead and follow yours truly on the Twitter at jhunterrealpineapple. That's REEL Pineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearman1st. You can follow Colin on Twitter at The Real. That's REEL O'Neill. And go ahead and subscribe and share us out. We are on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, and iHeartRadio at The Real Pineapple. Guys, thank you so much for your support. We've got reviews coming up this week for Dead to Me Seasons 1 and 2. I'm incredibly excited to get in that show. I've dabbled here and there, but I'm going to make a point and sit down and get it all knocked out this week. I'm so excited, but thank you for your support, guys and girls. Please stay safe out there. I know times are crazy, but take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.